Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Macross 7, episode 43. Already forgotten the name. How about you go ahead and remind us of what happened last time?
Last time was episode 42, a desperate capture operation. An episode that actually fits what they tried to do in the episode for once. Essentially, the episode is around trying to capture a Devlin to study it. Fomo and Shiba comes up with a plan using Sound Force to create a very similar situation what the Proto Devlin did with the Macross fleet when they prevented it from jumping, right? Now that I think about it, and they test it out, but it's not really working. My thing is, first of all, when they hear of the plan, Basara is like, I don't want to do this. It's the military being the military. They're just going to try to kill. Is he thinking that they're going to try to capture Sybil? Or he goes back to when they captured Sybil and says, oh, they tried to kill her, which is not technically accurate. I mean,
It's not even not technically accurate, it's not accurate. That's what it is.
Yeah, they were trying to free her from her bubble so they could, interrogate her.
Also, remember what scenes he was there for.
Yeah.
None of it. Mm-hmm. He showed up at the very end after Giggles basically already released Sybil. He has no idea what they were up to. He's not in any of the scenes where Barton is talking about the plan.
Yeah. And although he does see the beams, going into the sphere, I guess he didn't know what the heck they were. So
yeah, the ones that were trying to actively get rid of the sphere that had nothing to do with killing her whatsoever.
Yeah. And so he says that, and then Ray says, listen, we're the ones who have to do the plan. So if we pull it off, then we have some say on it, right? Not the military. Like, okay, I guess I'll try. So they try, they do a test, right, to train.
By the way, one more interruption. Do they keep forgetting they're fucking part of the military?
Well, technically they're a civilian organization attached to the military.
No, and Jamming Birds are a civilian group.
Ray says, but remember that Basara was like, oh, we're going to take this pledge. And Basara's like, no, I'm not. According to Basara, he says always his own thing. If other people...
Which is untrue, because his own thing belongs to the military. They keep taking it away from him because it belongs to them. Also, they had a whole ceremony about them joining the military.
Yeah, but everybody pledged except Basara. Basara's like, I'm not going to be here.
Doesn't matter. On paper, he's still part of the military.
Yeah.
That's why they keep inviting him to every military meeting.
Yeah. And they try it, but Basara is too strong, so the trap doesn't really work. And then Mylene is walking away from the training, and Gambling shows are like, well, listen, the problem is that you're a weak little bee, and you should, toughen up. And she's like, what?
That was your interpretation of it. I didn't say anything at the time, but he was like, maybe if you put more emotion into it, your sound... He says you could be stronger, and you really took it as like what you just said. You're weak. You give a Mickey from Rock.
She's the one that took it that way initially.
You say that. We don't get her saying anything. She just gets real upset and runs away.
Well, that shows that she didn't like what he was saying.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that she took it in any specific way. She just didn't like it.
Okay. If you're dealing with a teenager and you tell her something, and her reaction is to start running and crying, I don't think she approved of what you just said.
But yeah, I just said that too. I'm saying that you're interpreting it in a very specific way, which, as we all know from having been teenagers ourselves, she could have took it any which way. She could have just been upset that Gamlin, the guy she cares about, is telling her information. Right? Anything, literally anything, could have set her off. I'm saying very specifically that Gamlin is saying this stuff. It's like a advice section column, right? Like, here's what you could do to make yourself stronger. Put more emotion into your singing. And it's not specifically, you're fucking weak, It's not like Mick talking to Rock here. It's like, it comes off in a different way to the two of us, apparently.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just making light of it. But he what he says, because this is what next time I'm going to say, actually makes sense, and she does take it to heart, because when the Pro Deviling attack, including Gabble and Gamble, they show up, she realizes that she has to come closer to fill in the gap and sing louder in order to, equate Bazara's power. It seems to be working until Gabble merges with Gravel. And the merging is weird because they say one body, but he actually looks like he's just like sitting between his horns and just like, I'm controlling you from here. But they're supposed to be one person. That's what the translation said. So I'm going to go with
I mean,
that.
that's what my theory was the whole time. So
Yeah.
not kind of how I
And
thought it would work out either, but
and it gets much stronger with the to them together, being one body, blows up a lot of ships. They even managed to grab Basara because apparently his plan was to grab Basara and capture him. So he surprised the UN forces were trying to capture Gravelin while he was trying to capture Basara.
it's been their plan
So
forever now.
yeah, true. Well, they also said they want to kill him as well, so there's that. So they grab him, they're squishing him. They even try to do the whole pentagram laser cannon thing, which should have killed Bazara, but somehow it doesn't work. And so the Battle 7 points a giant gun at the creature and says, we get out of the way. We're gonna have to shoot it. And he's like, "Oh, your plan was always to kill them anyway." And Gamblin actually manages to get him out of the way, right? In time, they shoot him. They shoot Grablin/Gablin. Oh, so many G's, so many
My problem
Gabla.
is that you're throwing a B. I don't know if this is your accent or not, and I'm only throwing it out here now because you're calling Gamblin, and
Gamblin.
we already have two other people with a G and a B in their name, and it's really
So it's Gabriel. Now I said it
it's
wrong.
Grabble, Gabble,
Grabble,
and Gamblin.
Gabble, Gamblin.
Thank God
Yes, it's still
Giggle's
good.
not alive.
Yeah, that would be even more confusing. They shoot, and all they do is take them off. Well, the one creature now, but that somehow summons Sybil. Sybil shows up. She uses her power to do a beam jousting. One energy attack against another. Well, everybody watches. She manages to drive them off, but she's weak, and so she starts sucking up energy from other people, and
Well,
then she
to
leaves.
the manage to drive them off, it seems like they always were gonna have a time limit on this thing. Because
Yeah,
even before, like when they were talking about it back at the base, sorry, the Proto Devlin base,
yeah.
Gepernick is throwing out these weird, like, the flow of time analogies. And
Yeah.
that's what it kind of turns out to be. Your time is up or whatever. And then they have to fly away and separate.
And she does say that they're too valuable pawns to be lost, so they could have been destroyed. Right? There's a possibility they could have been died, like what happened with Giggle.
Well,
Of course,
yeah, it goes back to it goes back to a previous statement I made a while back that Lord Gepernick wasn't just throwing away, pieces off of the board. Or I made some sort of argument about the fact that Gepernick wouldn't just do that because they don't have enough people to be worthwhile. And here was an example of Gepernick saying, "No, I can't afford to lose pawns."
which is important because I mentioned I failed to mention, I skipped over the fact that when Exodo Fomo is his full name, and Chiba, I was going to say Chibi, we're talking. Exodo says there were 7, and we only met 6. Only seen 6, and these were, in fact, he explains it that you said that the protoculture created 7 gigantic, uber powerful bodies, right? Well, not all gigantic, some of them smaller, right? Those are all the original bodies. So the body of Sybil, Gabble, Gramble, what was he? All those people, right? They created them.
So he's made
So
one
there's
up.
one
So
miss,
it's
full. One of them
Fogel.
is an F.
We
Fogel,
have what?
uh,
Vogel, Giggle, Grablin, Civil, and Gabble.
Gabble.
So if you're saying there's 7, Then we're missing 2, and obviously Lord Kaepernick is the one we're mentioning not
Missing.
having been seen yet. But still leaves 1 unseen.
Yeah, no, it actually says 7 because it was like, oh, it matches the theme of the
Unless we're
show. It's
counting
everything.
Giggle and Mega Giggle as 2 different people.
Probably.
Because if we're counting Gabble and Grabble as 2 different people, then we guess. But then again, that's not Giggle's. Maybe Giggle's still alive. Obviously, the big body's dead, but that wasn't Giggle's small body if he had a small body. That was
No.
Otto Mahler. Otto Mauer with an L in the middle, which I still don't know how to pronounce.
Yeah.
Otto Lamauer.
Yeah. And so they said there's 7 because that's what they found in the ruins, and then 1 was missing. So I guess that would count them as 2, I suppose.
But then again, he went full power mode in a human body, which is also an oddity. Unless
Yeah.
Sybil has another form we haven't seen yet.
Which, I mean, well, we'll see.
The problem
So,
is that what if Sybil and Grabble were one? Maybe that wasn't love, it was just you're part of me and I care about you that way.
I mean, it could be like Gabble.
Could be why
Grabble.
could be why Giggle woke up Sybil, but then why wouldn't
Mhm.
he be Sybil? And also an element of Giggle can talk full sentences and Sybil really can't. Like Sybil's struggling, like she's not all there. I don't know. There's elements at play here because Sybil is the only one we haven't seen a bigger body for, and Giggle is the only one we haven't seen a smaller body for. So I don't really kind of that overlap.
Yeah. And Sybil then saves Basara, but then starts draining people of life. And it's like, I need spiritual, animal spiritual. I need it. And then, but she's seems to be confused. Like she sees, basically he sees Basara in pain and she's like, oh no, I kind of hurt him. And then she flies off.
I
And
thought
that's the
I
episode.
read it as more as like a disappointment thing. That she saw Basara was disappointed in her or something like that because he's telling her not to do it, and then she says his name and then flies off.
And she even says that, because she can form sentences like Basara, and then she flies off.
I don't know. I kind of just read that into the Japanese language system, which tends to be two letters put together to form words.
Oh, yeah.
At least that's how I started trying to learn Japanese back in the day.
So that was the episode.
Yeah.
I think we covered. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready to get into it if you are.
Yep.
Do it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, basically all the interjections were all my thoughts, so. Well, I mean, there was a lot happening in the episode, but there wasn't actually a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Which is something that kind of happens with shows like this. And I don't know why we're getting the breakup episode. 43 out of 49.
Yeah, because this show is like this. It's like, oh, we're heading somewhere. Oh no, we're gonna go here and spend like 5 episodes doing this and then going back again. Although we don't have 5 episodes to do that, but
Well, I mean, technically we have 6. But
Yeah.
my point is, why would we be saying goodbyes unless we knew something was coming? That are like, we're going back to Earth. Or, like, why are we doing... I'm hoping it's a time jump. However, we do know According to the board, this is 2045 to 2046.
So yeah, there's not a lot of time for a time jump. Unless they jump to 2046, it will be a couple of months, maybe a year. That's the biggest shot of the fleet we've seen, like all the
3-star
ships
heavy
and-
industries. Team 4-star is gonna have a problem with this.
イリーナ早川少尉もう体の方はいいのかねはサウンド療法により
It's the little bald guy from the meeting.
緊急会議に君もは
The one who was pushing for reaction weaponry.
Yeah.
マクシミリアン艦長全員揃いました
ではこれより緊急艦長会議を行います。今から4時間前、地球統合軍本部よりマクロス7に特別命令がおりました。
マクロス7に特命だと
地球統合軍本部最高司令官を交えプロトデビルンについて熟慮を重ねた結果、マクロス7の全力を挙げてプロトデビルンの本拠地であるバロータ 3198XE の第4枠
So you think the civilians are getting evacuated from the fleet so the military part can do a thing?
以上検討を
I don't know.
なんてことを
Well, I mean, that would be a reason to do goodbyes.
マクシミリアン艦長考えても見てください今までなんとかマクロス7戦団が全滅を免れていたのは敵が我々のスピリチュアを手に入れようとしていたからですプロトデビルンが本気になればどう見ても勝ち目はありません何せ敵は惑星一つを破壊する
I'm sorry, weren't you arguing for
マクシミリアン
attacking them?
この無謀な命令を受け入れるおつもりなのですか
We keep seeing her. She hasn't been a character yet in the show.
お待たせ。
遅えぞ何やってたんだ
知り
Like
たい
you care when everybody's saying.
何が
なんで遅れたか。
別に
パーティーの案内状作ってたの。
パーティー
じゃーん。私の15回目のバースデーよ。
Turn 15.
何よその態度。
バースデーパーティーか
So the ring is a birthday
会
present?
場取ってもらったの。でもバサラには
We'll
ケ
see
ー
it,
キ
we'll
食べさ
see.
せてあげないよーだ。
おおプロトデビルンの今までの情報をインプットしこの軍事シミュレーションによればバロータ星系第4惑星にプロトデビルンが3体いた場合マクロス7戦団が攻撃すると
全滅。作戦成功確率 0.000001。
That's a very low word. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if there's even one present, it's the same number.
どの作戦でも同じです。全滅までの所要時間が違うだけです。地球統合軍本部は我々にかつての調査船団と同じ運命をたどれというのか。
地球統合軍本部からの特命は絶対です。この命令が無謀かどうかを議論している場合ではありません。どのようにすれば任務遂行が可能なのか、それを議論していただきたい。
I mean, well, there she is. And this time around, Basara's there. She doesn't hand her the flowers because she doesn't have any.
マックス、
市長である君にも知らせておく義務があるからな。
マックス、マクロス戦団には何万もの市民がいるのよ。
Some, but tens of thousands? Did we lose
攻撃には
900,000 people?
バトルセブンだけで戦うつもりなの？
シミュレーションによれば作戦の成功する確率は 0.00001%、 限りなくゼロに近い。
だったらそのデータを地球に伝えて。
いや、この匿名が降りたということは我々を意見
You wouldn't believe
を稼ごうとしているのか。
what they did to us on the SDF Macross.
あるいはプロトデビルに対しての実験台にされたか。いずれにしろ我々はもう捨てられたのだ。捨てられた船団なのだ。
It's a habit of things that they do.
者としてこんなに悲しいことはない。
That was Kamino's pizza.
マックス、
だが市民の命は
どうしても守らなければならない。それが艦隊司令の責任だ。
そうすると意見をまとめてみる。
Yeah, so it's definitely a take the civilians and leave.
だが戦闘艦隊だけを出撃させても、その際に居住艦が襲撃されては防ぎようがないではないか。いや、どうしろというのだ。また意見の堂々巡りをするというのか。
で、結論は？では、私の意見を述べさせていただきます。第4惑星への攻撃には、少数精鋭部隊による奇襲突撃作戦を決行するしかないと思います。
少数精鋭部隊による奇襲突撃作戦？
戦団で一番スピードのあるステルスフリーゲートに精鋭部隊を乗せ、第4惑星の近くをフライパスする。そこからステルス戦闘部隊は一気に大気圏突入を果たす。さらに敵の防衛システムに発見される前に目標の洞窟内に突入。
So instead of trying to destroy the planet, we're just gonna bomb them where they're sleeping.
直ちに離脱。
Yeah, well,
再び大気圏外まで戻り、ステルスフリーゲートと合流。すぐにフォールド脱出する。以上です。
ではこの作戦の成功率を。
その必要はない。
Never tell me the odds. Fuck you, FOMO.
その精鋭部隊はあくまで志願者のみで構成され、独身者に限られる。そして指揮は私が取ります。オペレーションスターゲイザー。
Are you telling us something, Max? Are you telling us something about your relationship status?
オペレーションスターゲイザー？
面白そうじゃねえか。敵の目の前で熱狂ライブを開いてやるぜ。
そういうだろうと思った。
絶対に俺の歌。
Sorry, who told you?
ハートに届く。奴らのハートを動かす。
Unless this is like Barton's final revenge.
私もガ
I
ンガン演奏
will
しちゃ
put the
うよ。
bombs on them, they won't even fucking know.
ビヒーダー、行くわよ。
レイ、
分かってる。
隊長が行かれるのでしたら私たちも。ダメだ。お前たちにはシティセブンを守るという大事な任務がある。しかし第一、
Oh man, now I'm gonna add Dick to the board.
市長も志願されるそうで。なんだって？
どう役に立つわよ。
バカなことを言うな。許可はできない。
なぜ？
なぜでもだ。
あんな無謀な作戦をこなせるのは私しかいないわ。あなたと私しか。また一緒にコンビを組めば成功するかもしれないわ。
もしも私が戦団を離れている間に敵が襲
Who's gonna take care of our kids, Melia? Think of the kids.
君の務めじゃないか。
でもあなた一人じゃ。
一人じゃない。ダイヤモンドフォースもエメラルドフォースも、それにレイたちも志願してくれた。
レイ？
ミレーヌだな。
ミレーヌが？
まったく君にそっくりだ。
マックス。
もちろん許可はしない。しかし君が行くと言い出したら決しておとなしく引き下がらないだろう。ミレーヌと共にここに残ってみんなを守ってくれ。生きて帰った時、出迎えてくれる家族がいなくては。
私がいないから失敗したなんて
Smooth.
言わせないから。
Smooth line, Max.
Yeah. Well, you know, he got it in the first place.
軍の決定だ。
どうしていつも私だけを置いてきぼりにするの？
Why is your open shirt like brown?
See, I was not wanting to comment on it, but it's like, it's also the
Yeah.
first time we've seen her wear a bra.
ミレーヌはまだ14
I don't like having to be able to make that statement.
もうすぐみんなだ
Yeah,
もん。
that's why I
誰
kind
が
of.
何と言おうと絶対に行く。
ダメっつったらダメなんだよ。いくら行くって言ったって俺がバルキリーから引きずり下ろしてやるからな。わかったか？
I'm confused because they seem to be yelling at her with the knowledge that they're going to be carrying nukes. But I don't feel like they'd be going if they knew they were carrying nukes.
I think that Ray hasn't told them that they're carrying nukes.
But why is Basara yelling about it then? Because Basara
Because
doesn't have...
he knows it's dangerous. Because they're going to the heart of the base. Right?
So is everything else they've ever done.
そんな歌歌えるのミレーヌしかいないでしょ。だから行くなんて悲しいこと言わないで。
諸君、私が指揮するオペレーションスターゲイザーに志願してくれて嬉しく思う。作戦の万全を期すためにこれから実戦シミュレーションを見てもらう。イリーナ少尉。はっ。
これは私の記憶をもとに作成したバロータ星系第4惑星および洞窟周辺の
Are there rooms? I, for one, find it impressive that you can play the drums on your guitar. Okay, never mind, I take it back.
Probably use a synthesizer or something.
That's why I took it back.
Yeah.
It's a pretty damn good episode so far, though.
Yeah.
出発は明朝0700とする。それまでは各自自由行動とする。以上。
By the way, our guy on the left there, that's, what's his name, isn't it?
バサラ、いよいよだな。
ああ、腕が鳴るぜ。
He didn't
I
have,
didn't
like,
know
the
that.
stubble, so it's like...
ばかりはサウンドフォースの護衛をやっているわけにはいかないぞ。
分かってるさ。
最後の自由時間だ。思いっきり楽しむか。
Why are they so willing to go with it? They've been so anti-war, and now they're carrying nukes.
ありがとうありがとう。
That's a big bow. That's a pretty tight Chinese dress. No, that's not the name.
ありがとう
Thanks, Chun-Li.
ありがとう
ミレーヌさん、おめでとう。
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうありがとう。
Oh, thank God Docker's not here.
ちっともおめでたくない。
ミレーヌさん。
だってみんな明日行っちゃうんだもん。
たくよ。情けねえ面してんじゃねえの。誕生日だろ。そんな顔してっと15歳になれねえぞ。みんなに歌聞かせんだろ。
Nice. That's her best duds. She put fur, white fur on hers.
Oh man, they're... I'm surprised she let
Yeah, there she
Rex
is.
and gang at the party, considering everything they've been through. Personally, I mean, her opinions of Rex.
How does she walk around with that giant bow thing trail?
I can make soft court turns.
Yeah. Nice. Rocking the gigolo get up there.
Well, regardless of when this show was made, they are characters of a previous age.
Yeah. The Lisa Sue Larry, well, Lisa Sue's were in the 70s, so I guess, you know.
ファイヤーボンバー狙いこれが最後かもしれないんだよな。
She looks so much like Geppernick, doesn't she?
I've said that.
Yeah.
Remember my previous theory that she was an infiltrator was based on that. God, I wish every episode had been like this one.
Yeah.
静かになっちゃいましたね。
ええ。
隣座ってもいいですか。
It's the ring scene. Oh, it's gonna be something cheesy like, let's get married when I get back. I promise I have to come back for.
I guess, which probably guarantees that she's not going to survive. If he does that. Oh.
I mean...
Guvava's giving them some privacy.
6 episodes left, and we gotta carry nukes into a deadly situation with a 0.000001 chance of success, or nil, according to FOMO.
There a chance nil of returning. That's what it is. Oh, it's the same thing, but
Yeah.
survive. Never mind. It's a birthday present, I guess. Oh, that looks like a yeah.
Oh, never mind, first son.
私はダイヤモンドフォースなのでダイヤにしました。
Ah,
そうですか。ミレーヌ、もしも私が生きて戻ったら、これを左手の薬指にはめてください。
So I guess it is. He
that's what I
proposing to
said.
her. Yeah.
If I make it back alive.
Don't seem like a very efficient way to swim with her mouth open like that, but sure.
私の生きがいだったのに。
バサラと出会った時、こんな日が来ることを予感していたよ。
Even though I knew nothing about him.
どうしてこうなるのかしら。なんで？
She's like she's
どうしてこうなっちゃうの？
アキコ、手すりが壊れちまうぞ。
yeah. She probably says that's what it looks like.
大丈夫。心配する
I was expecting a Dozel thing, you know.
戻ってくるさ。
Okay.
And that's when Ray and Akiko got a hotel room down. No, okay.
あ、みんなの意見も一致した。
分かったわ。誰かがブリッジのあなたの椅子に座っていなければいけないのなら、私が座っていましょう。
ありがとうミリア。これで安心。
Thank God I have no official second in command or anything.
ちゃんとあなたに返させてね。私に渡したままはなしよ。
それではミレーヌ、ダイヤモンドフォースガムリン木崎行ってまいります。
I feel there's gonna be a high body count in this one. Or next one, actually. Even she knows about it?
I'm not surprised at that. Look, we know things about Flower Girl.
Do we? Do we really know anything about Flower Girl?
Sorry, I thought the to be continued was about to show up.
ミレーヌのこと頼んだぞ。
I mean, it's bound to
I
fail.
thought that was
because
the
she's-
I thought that was the natural transition for to be
Yeah.
continued
It's
to
gonna
pop up.
It's gonna fail because she's not with them, and without her, they're not strong enough.
Yeah, they're carrying nukes.
Yeah, but the nukes are not gonna do anything. You know that.
ライブに行くだけだってのに大げさだぜ。
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Of course not. He'd fuck everything up if he knew.
Yeah.
We're just gonna wait for him to try and fuck everything up when we get there. You're an ass, Bulmo.
ミレーヌ、ミレーヌ待ちなさい。
Wow, that's a long running from the bridge all the way over here.
の人たちがいなくなったら私
I do have 6 other daughters.
バカね。
バカだもん。
違うわよ。待ちなさいって言ったのよ。行くのならこれをつけていってほしかったからよ。私がマックスと一緒に飛んでいた頃つけていたウイングマークよ。これがあればどんな危険でも乗り越えられるわ。
ママ、ありがとう。
But Gamlen's got the good luck charm she gave him, so.
仕方ないでしょ。行きたいって言うんだから。
マックス司令、目標中域に到着しました。直ちにフォールド準備了解。イレーヌ、戻りなさい。イレーヌ、
Quick fold, damn it.
ホールドイン。
Oh, he did. Imagine if she was just on the edge of the fucking thing, right? Fuck, I killed my daughter.
I mean, she clearly is the linchpin of the whole thing. They couldn't have left her behind because
I don't think
no matter
so.
how strong Basara might be,
Basara
you
is
know.
the strongest. Remember, he's too strong, Corning.
Yeah, but
Also,
but
the thing I wanted to
to
bring up, but I was waiting for it to be continued. Remember, we had a whole conversation about that one thing. A flower girl was there during the end of Space War 1.
I mean, but she wouldn't be. No, it doesn't make sense.
But she was there. Doesn't have to make sense. It's known information. She was there at the end of Space War 1. Which means she's a ghost? I don't know. The ghost thing still holds the biggest. I mean, how do you explain it? She's
I
immortal?
don't. There's no explanation.
Maybe she's the 7th Proto-Devlin.
No.
They don't seem to age, I guess. Right? Who's to
Yeah,
know?
but, because then that. No.
And she's like just a little bit down on the spectrum from Civil. Civil can say 2 words, Flower Girl can't.
パズ、いよいよ敵の本拠地に突撃よ。
イレーヌ、出遅れんじゃねえぞ。
本気で思い切り立っちゃう。
一番乗りは俺だ。
次回、悪夢の突入作戦。
過激にファイヤー。
Is the last 5 episodes just gonna be a battle sequence?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, maybe 1 to... If anybody comes back, 1 to come back. So, 4 episodes of battle? Say an episode of Basara to have a hissy fit for the nukes?
Yeah.
1 full-ass episode for it?
And, we see that Gepenik is happy about it, so that's not good news.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have no fucking idea when it comes to Gepernick. Dude's hot, though. I said that at the start, I'll say it now. That's the hottest dude I think I've seen in anime.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's a good episode because, like, oh, we're gonna do something. This is
It's the best episode.
Yeah, we're finally gonna do something about this, and it's like, but at the same time, we didn't tell Basara that we were carrying nukes because, of course, we wouldn't, because otherwise he would just screw things up.
This episode gave everybody the emotional depth that everybody had during SDF Macross.
And I also I keep liking the relationship between Melia and Max. It's complicated. They have their responsibilities. They're like, listen, I'm gonna have to leave and you're gonna have to stay. And she's like, oh, but you shouldn't. But and she takes command, right?
Yeah, no
That's
respect for the chain of command. Thank God I didn't have a CO or anything.
I mean, he can appoint anybody. He is the captain. He doesn't. I mean, he is the highest authority.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I mean, she is also
Milia's responsibility is one, leading civilians in a civilian government, and two, fighter pilot. Not commanding an entire fleet or having any, she doesn't have any anything regarding that.
I mean, she was a military officer with the Centrati for a very long time.
A
not the only
fighter
Empire
pilot.
command.
She was an ace fighter pilot. Okay, you don't pull off the Red Baron to, okay, we need you to control the entire air forces of the European campaign. But sir, I'm only good at fighting. Not good German accent. Look, mein Fuß ist grün. Yeah, you don't pull the Red Baron out of his plane to run the entire European campaign. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You don't pull the president.
That's what they did with Max. Eventually, he was a fighter, and then he became a commander.
Yeah, he worked his way up through a number of years, right? Hers veered off, and she became a political leader. The president doesn't lead the military campaign. He tells the people what the objectives should be, and then he has an entire military staff that figure out how to complete those objectives. It's not a one-for-one. Like I said, there should be a CO who should be taking over while Max is gone.
XO. Executive officer.
I don't care.
Well, you're making the point, and then you don't care about the
you
point.
Understand? You understand what the point is without the specifics. How many times do I have to say in a Gundam episode, I don't fucking care about the technical manuals. I'm working off what I see on the screen.
But, it would be Colonel Barton, I suppose. He's seen to be the highest ranking officer.
I don't know. Colonel Barton is only in charge of Project M. Assumedly, there's somebody else who's like... Obviously, it's not one of the Bridge Bunnies. No. Fulmo is just an advisor. He's not even... I don't even know if he's in the military.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. I don't know either, but in operating procedure, there should be somebody like who's in charge when Max is not on the bridge.
We're about to see if that actually pays off or not. We'll see, but either way, I think this is not going to go according to plan, obviously, because this is episode
43.
43 out of 49. Yeah, we have 6 episodes to go. So yeah, this clearly not going to go according to plan. The question is, how high, if at all, is going to be the body count?
Yeah, does the show have the balls to kill any of the characters? What's the guy? I can't remember his name. Arena. I couldn't tell if Arena was there or not. I wanted to say that was him because he had the different colored suit from everyone else, so I feel like he put on the old one, but he didn't have like the stubble that he had earlier in the episode or previous episode.
Got shaved.
Could have, but it didn't seem... Why wouldn't he have before? Right? So, kind of felt like he was pulling a... what's his name from Independence Day? The old guy comes back.
Yeah. Well, I think could be a sign. They do say in the beginning of the episode, "Oh, you finally recovered," right?
Well, yeah, but he also said you're going to join the meeting. I thought the impetus was more about him joining the meeting, which the meeting had to deal with, hey, we're going back. Hey, remember when you lost your shit and everybody you cared about? We're going back. Which is why I felt like he should have been there.
Yeah.
Either he's too terrified to go back, or he shows up, yeah, let's get revenge, or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, I was there once. I can tell you about where to go.
That's what he did. He debriefed them on the Cape complex and all that. So yeah.
Which is also weird. They have rooms. We've already seen everybody in one spot, but if you're looking at the map, oh, this is Opeme's room. This is it's like what? We didn't see that. But yeah, no, best episode so far. I feel like.
Yeah, actually, I did like this episode. Everybody got their own thing. But something I wanted to say earlier, yeah, Basara is the strongest, but we've constantly seen that without Mylene there as a sort of boost, it's not quite the same. Sometimes he does it by himself, sometimes he needs Mylene. So
remember,
that's kind of the message. The message of the show has been that Mylene has to be the whole band and not just Basara.
not. Remember, Basara stopped Grabble's stronger than the Macross 7 beam by himself. When he saved. God damn it! All your mispronunciations of his name just struck me at once, and I can't think of his name. Gamlin. When he saved Gamlin.
Gamlin.
Yeah, remember? Because the thing goes right through the asteroid, and he saves Gamlin from the stronger than the Macross 7 beam, which I love is my official name for it now. I don't know what to call it otherwise. I guess it could be the Grablin beam.
Yeah, he is the strongest, but again, there's a sense that without the rest of the band, specifically Mylene, he's out of balance, right? And not as efficient.
It feels like it would be a slap in the face to say, oh, teamwork is how we save the day, when we know what's coming is Basara throwing a hissy fit at the teamwork of everyone carrying nukes into this place. So, it's not about teamwork. It's about self-righteousness, if I'm going to guess. That Basara is more right than anybody else, so Basara has to win.
We're about to find out.
All right, well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?